When's the right time to change your Wi-Fi router? It's not something that I think about. After all, if it ain't broke, why fix it? But now that we're on the topic, I think if I'm correct, my router is about 4 years old. A Wi-Fi 6 router from 2019. Since then, there's been Wi-Fi 6E and Wi-Fi 7, so I'm thrilled to be partnering with eero to check out their new Max 7 mesh Wi-Fi system. Is it time for you to upgrade, and do I need one too? Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, your gadget matchmaker, and over the last decade, I've made it my job to show people around the world that tech can be easy, fun, and exciting. On this channel, I give you special access to the products I review, the events I attend, and all the interesting people I get to meet along the way. So, if you need better Wi-Fi, give this channel a like and subscribe, and I'll help you find the right router to match your needs. In this video, we'll take a look at the eero Max 7 mesh Wi-Fi system. Can you guess how many devices are connected to my Wi-Fi system? I'll give you an opportunity to think about it, pause this video, and leave your best guess in the comments section down below. Okay, are you ready? Currently, I have 54. That includes phones, computers, tablets, and plenty of smart home devices. Smart speakers, streaming boxes, all my lights, even my Ring cameras. That's a lot. In this apartment alone, internet traffic can sometimes be a bit chaotic. Even with a pretty decent 1 gigabit per second connection, sometimes I run into a hiccup or two. I live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,000 square foot apartment that includes a patio. My building has about 130 units, many, if not all of which, have their own Wi-Fi networks and devices, all of which are competing for precious bandwidth across the usual 2.4 and 5 gigahertz bands. So, if we were to improve my current network, I want 3 things. A system to better avoid network congestion. 2, support for faster speeds. And 3, improved range. Hopefully, that's where the eero Max 7 comes in. eero's newest router supports Wi-Fi 7, promises up to 2 times faster Wi-Fi speeds, up to 7,500 square feet of coverage with a 3-pack mesh system, and support of up to 200 plus connected devices. Sounds promising on paper, but as you know, the proof is in real-world experience. So let's find out how much of a difference eero Max 7 actually makes. Also, stay tuned till the end of the video for some speed tests. First, a quick unboxing and setup. The eero Max 7 ships in either 1, 2, or 3-pack systems. I have the 2-pack system, which comes with 2 routers, 2 power adapters, and 1 braided Ethernet cable. If you're upgrading from the older model, you'll notice the Max 7 comes with a familiar glossy white finish, except these are much larger. I have no problem with the addition in size, as this allows for more powerful antennas and more ports. It's also got a new passive thermal design for high performance without needing any of those noisy fans. One of the most intimidating things about getting a new router is setup. But with the eero Max 7, it takes no more than 5 minutes. All you have to do is unplug your old router, plug in the eero Max 7, power adapter goes here, and cable from your modem goes here. If you have a 2-pack setup, either of the 2 routers works fine. Download the eero app, sign in, follow the prompts, and just like that, you're ready to go. By the way, I recommend checking for and installing firmware updates if they are available. Now, if you ever run into problems, eero is promising 7 days a week help service via phone and email for the lifetime of your devices. You can pause this to save their contact information. Having problems with Wi-Fi range in your home, or maybe you just want it to be better. I sure do. If you're like me, you'll need a mesh system like the eero Max 7. A mesh system basically lets you double the range of your router by combining 2 or more of them while still acting as one wireless network. Let me attempt to illustrate that for you. For example, this is your home, and everything in this circle is the range of your router. Maybe your bedroom is outside the circle. So to solve that, we can add a second router right here and create a mesh network. Everything in this circle now has coverage also, and as you walk around your house, the eero Max 7 will automatically connect you with the router that gives you the best signal. You'll want to place that second router in an area with a strong enough Wi-Fi signal, no more than 25 to 30 feet. Or, like what I do, use the backhaul method and connect both routers via a single cable. So I technically don't need a mesh network, and if you're in a similar boat, then I recommend just buying the 1-pack. I, however, want the signal to be stronger in other areas of the house, so I think that's where a mesh system like the eero Max 7 will come in handy. More on that later. How many routers do I need? First thing you need to do is figure out how large is your space. The range of one router is about 2,500 square feet, and there are other factors to take into consideration, like concrete walls, or maybe you live in a 2 or 3-story house. Do the math, and if you need to, sketch out your space. And remember, a best practice is 25 to 30 feet if you're using Wi-Fi, but there's also the backhaul method. So as long as you get some wiring done, you can connect a garage, an outdoor space, or maybe a workshop that's further away from your house using a cable. The Max 7 is eero's first Wi-Fi 7 router. In the next year or so, I expect Wi-Fi 7 to become the new standard across all devices. Many Android phones already support it, including my current favorite foldable, the OnePlus Open. If you're purchasing a new router system today, it's worth spending extra on future-proofing. The eero Max 7 is backwards compatible, so it will work with all your old devices, but it's also future ready, meaning as you acquire more Wi-Fi 7 devices, the eero Max 7 will be able to support them and all their new features, and you'll be good for 5 to maybe 7 years. That's about as long as I've currently used my router. Wi-Fi 7 brings along with it many new improvements, and I don't want to bog you down with the complicated tech stuff, so here are some easy to understand highlights. First is support for double the channel bandwidth of Wi-Fi 6E. Think of a pipe with a width of 160. Now, think of a pipe with a width of 320. That pipe is going to be able to fit more data at a given time. Tech people call that throughput. If this were a highway, the more data you can transmit at a time, the faster and less congested the traffic. If Wi-Fi were a TV, it would have 3 channels, or bands as they call them. 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 6. That last one is new-ish and would be one of the biggest upgrades for me. It's one of those new highways that's reserved for fancier cars, so it's hardly as congested as the other 2. Not only is the eero Max 7 tri-band, meaning it supports all 3, my old one, by the way, only supported the first 2, but now, for the first time ever, it also supports multi-link operation. So devices will be able to use all 3 bands at the same time. More importantly, the eero Max 7 manages everything, so each device on your network takes advantage of the most optimal setup. As a tech enthusiast, my dream was when I had my own place, it would have to be smart. So when that day finally came, I made sure to make my dreams a reality. But here's one thing nobody tells you about. Look at all these hubs that I have tucked away. One is for my lights, the other one is for my blinds. I have even more inside here. eero has set out to address this problem. The Max 7 supports Matter and has Zigbee built in, meaning I won't need this Philips Hue bridge. And more importantly, as more smart devices get their act together and support the right standards, eventually, all you'll need is just one router. No more hubs, no more bridges. Okay, the moment you've been waiting for. It's time for some real-world speed tests. Let's start in my office/Lego room, which is right beside the router. I have a 1 gig connection, so realistically, 900 plus up and down is what one will get when plugged in. Of course, Wi-Fi is a different story. I'm testing with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which supports Wi-Fi 6E, as well as the OnePlus 11, which supports Wi-Fi 7, both of which are not supported by my old router. Before the upgrade, the iPhone was getting 548 megabits down, the OnePlus 11, 528. And now with the eero Max 7, 814 and 839 down respectively. Wow, what a huge difference. Next, let's head over to my bedroom and close the door for some privacy. Old router, 554 and 568 megabits down respectively. And now with the upgrade to the eero Max 7, 812 and 638 megabits down. Good job. Next, let's head to my lounge, which is further away from the router. From 401 and 534 megabits per second down, we can now get 752 and 586 megabits per second. A significant bump in download speeds for the iPhone, not so much for the OnePlus. At this point, it's already safe to say that the eero Max 7 is a huge upgrade from my top-of-the-line Wi-Fi 6 router, improving download speeds by about 300 megabits per second on average. But can we make it even better? I decided to set up the eero Max 7's mesh network by installing a second router on the opposite side of my apartment, right here on the desk by my TV. Previously, I had a network switch here so that my Apple TV and PS5 had wired connections so that they could quickly stream content and download games. If you know, you know. But I don't need it anymore thanks to multiple ports on the eero Max 7. There are 4 Ethernet ports in total to support 10 gigabit Ethernet and to support 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, which is more than enough for my needs and then some. These 2 routers on my mesh network are connected via backhaul using the pre-existing wiring of my apartment. Eero's mesh system is called True Mesh, and it dynamically makes sure that your data is routed through the fastest route possible. It also knows all the devices connected to your network and optimizes for each one. Okay, can the mesh system make it better? Let's find out. Let's see if connectivity at the lounge improves. Here are the results. Wow, both the iPhone and the OnePlus 11 jumped to 800 plus megabits per second down, similar to what I got in the office right by the gateway. I am very impressed. This is why you'll want Wi-Fi 7, and the best example of how the eero Max 7 really shines. If you're in the market for a new router, or if you're like me and haven't done so in about 4 to 5 years, then now's a really good time to do it. As our homes are filled with more and more connected devices, internet speeds are increasing, and we have things like 4K and 8K streaming, online gaming, and video conferencing to contend with. We all need a fast, reliable, and smart Wi-Fi router to support us. The eero Max 7 starts at $599 for a 1-pack and goes all the way up to $1699 for the 3-pack. I'll put all the links in the description box below. And that was our spotlight on the eero Max 7. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, you know the drill, folks. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we upload. Follow me on social media for all the behind-the-scenes fun stuff, and for news and updates, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.